market for an immediate annuity and are already taking Social Security, an often overlooked strategy is to let Uncle Sam give you a bid. Often the government can give you a better return on a lump sum than an insurance company can. How? Well, let me give you an example to illustrate. Imagine that you are 70 years old and that you started your Social Security benefits at 62. You have $100,000 in cash and you're considering using that cash to purchase an immediate annuity. One alternative that few people know about is paying back the Social Security benefits that you have already received. Uncle Sam allows you to do that, and you can do it without penalty and without interest. The Social Security Administration calls this a withdrawal of application. Informally, it's known as a Social Security reset. Now, the provision was originally intended to help claimants who had to go back to work after beginning Social Security. When you restart your benefits, presumably at age 70, you are entitled to the full benefit amount as if you never took benefits to begin with. This provision has been on the books since 1964, but it's received very little attention until recently. So one possible use for the $100,000, or at least part of it, is paying back your Social Security benefits. Using cash to repay the Social Security benefits in exchange for an additional dollar amount to be paid each month until your death is effectively the exact same thing as buying an immediate annuity. The one major difference is that you can buy an annuity from an insurance company for any value. You can only buy an annuity from the government for the value of the dollars that you've received in benefits. Now you have to do the math, okay? But often the additional benefit as a percentage of the dollars repaid is going to be higher than the interest paid on an immediate annuity from an insurance company. And that's because the interest on an insurance annuity is set by market rates. Social Security benefits are set by statute. Now, as an example, in a recent Journal of Financial Planning article which described this strategy, the author, a gentleman by the name of Charles Ryan, who's a certified financial planner, calculated the impact of resetting Social Security for an unmarried 70-year-old female who originally filed for benefits at age 62. In this particular scenario, her after-tax benefits increased by $8,568 in the first year alone. But this first required her to repay the $110,845 in benefits that she'd already received. Now there's a tax credit for the taxes that she paid throughout the years on her benefits, so the net repayment, in this case after the tax credit, according to Ryan's calculations, was $87,290. Right? Now, the article then looks at the alternative, which is in this case using the $87,290 to purchase a low-cost Vanguard immediate annuity. And according to Ryan, the annuity would generate after-tax income of about $5,100 in the first year, well below the amount provided by resetting her Social Security. Now, of course, the caveat is that this is only one example, and the math doesn't always work out this way. So do your homework, and if you need help, find a retirement planner who can help you evaluate your choices. It's important to distinguish between this strategy that I just described, which involves paying back your Social Security benefits instead of or in addition to the purchase of an immediate annuity, and a different strategy where you purposefully start your benefits early with the intention of paying them back later. Now, perhaps you've heard of this strategy. Some advisors are actually recommending it. Some even tout it as a secret way to play the Social Security system. We don't recommend that it's different. We recommend in almost all cases you wait until age 70 to begin taking Social Security benefits, which is why it's important to distinguish between the two. The goal of this second strategy is to start your benefits early, repay them later on, and then pocket the interest earned on the benefits in the meantime. Now, I'll tell you, this strategy seems to appeal especially to people who worry that by delaying benefits until age 70 that they might get nothing if they die before they start their benefits. And it also appeals to people who feel like it's an opportunity for once to take from the government rather than the other way around. And while I understand that sentiment, I do. In our opinion, the risks of this strategy outweigh the possible rewards. See, we think about Social Security different from most people. We think of it not as supplemental retirement income, but rather as a cheap source of longevity insurance. Waiting until age 70 to start your Social Security benefits matches up your highest benefit scenario with the highest expense scenario, which is that you live too long. When you start your benefits early, even with the intention of repaying them later and pocketing the interest, you are jeopardizing a very important benefit later in life for minimal gain. And I'll tell you why. Many people will not be disciplined enough to invest the benefits in CDs or safe cash equivalents as they're paid out. Some will end up spending those benefits. Others may lose it by taking too much risk. Either way, the risk is that you don't have the money to repay the benefit when the time comes. On the other hand, if you do the prudent thing and invest the money safely so that you're sure to have it when you need to pay it back, the return you're going to receive is minimal. As of today, the return on a 10-year U.S. Treasury is like 2.5%. A return of 2% in exchange for jeopardizing your longevity insurance policy just doesn't make sense. Now, I talked very quickly about the fact that we recommend you wait until age 70 in almost all cases to begin taking your Social Security. If you want more on our reasoning behind that recommendation, it is explained in detail in a white paper, which is freely available on our website, which is snyderadvisors.com. It is titled, When to Take Social Security. It's all in the timing. And you can find it under Free Investor Resources in the Really Good Free Stuff section. So if you want to know more about that, then I would encourage you to download that paper. Alright, so back to the subject at hand. If for whatever reason you began taking Social Security before the age of 70, maybe you hadn't heard our advice, and you now find yourself in the market for an immediate annuity, that's when you want to take a look at the math on repaying your Social Security benefits for some portion of the income that you're seeking, because sometimes it'll be a better deal than an insurance annuity. However, just to reiterate, it is not to be confused with the strategy of intentionally starting Social Security benefits early so that you can repay them and pocket the interest. That, to my way of thinking, is a lot of risk for very little reward.